So, you finally found yourself a good brokerage. Up top. Welcome to the wild ride that is the real estate industry. There are no refunds. Unlike most industries, you get about as much from real estate as you put into it. Whether that's a little or a lot, your first year's pay will most likely reflect that. From your first day, to your first week, to your first month, it all just hinges on the habits you begin to build early on in your career, and will ultimately determine the trajectory of the rest of your career. As so, this video is focused on helping you build the best habits and really just hit the ground running. From where to start, what resources to use, this video will cover all of that and give you everything you need to start off strong and absolutely obliterate your first year in sales. Alright, so let's just start with day one. Where should you start? What should you learn? Well, there's no tried and true answer for that one, but here's some good places to start. Becoming familiar with the listing and sales contracts, like it or not, it's kind of your new Bible. Whether you're representing a seller or more likely a buyer, they are making a huge decision and it is your job to help them feel comfortable while doing it. A good way to differentiate yourself and subtly let them know that you're the best agent for the job is actually just to do this part right. Whether you leave a box blank or checked can mean the difference between who keeps the fridge and who covers the closing costs. Trust me, correcting contracts is a pet peeve of every broker. To ensure your success in this area, you gotta practice and learn these contracts inside and out, to the point that you can easily converse with your client while doing so. Like riding a bike, you're gonna fumble and tumble on your first few times, so it's best to do that in your backyard and not in roaring traffic. The fastest way to master these contracts is just to find someone preferably more knowledgeable than you and practice it with them. When you start to get good, have the phantom client run harder and harder scenarios until you've got it down to a science. You should try and familiarize yourself with your contracts hopefully every day for the first month or two. The more times you practice it, the more confident and competent you are when you're actually doing it. Another thing you should become familiar with is a script. Scripts are often knocked because of poor delivery. Do not be put off by a bad salesperson with poor delivery. Jokes aside, I personally love scripts, and besides being guilty of using one right now, I've found that most skilled salespeople are well scripted and you just can't tell they're reading from a script. A well scripted agent has a ready response for every situation. And if you can effectively master the delivery of information that you provide to buyers, sellers, other agents, and affiliates, there will be absolutely no cap to your income. Professional salespeople have perfected their delivery of words. They know how to overcome any objection. Your basic scripts will not change, nor will the questions, problems, and solutions. So why would you risk winging it when you could just nail it the first time with a script? Next up, we've got software. Woo. So let's just start with the MLS. If the contracts are your new Bible, the MLS is kind of your new best friend. If you're in residential, the MLS is basically going to be your bread and butter from now on. And if you're in commercial, well, you get their more expensive cousins, CoStar and LoopNet. This is where you're going to list and search for properties. So familiarizing yourself with these programs will make your job a lot easier in the long run. As so, any time invested learning about these softwares is time well spent in my book. Speaking of time well spent, we have contact management software. Lack of communication is the largest complaint consumers have against realtors. As so, it's absolutely essential to keep your client in the loop and check in with them even when there's nothing to report. Clients love this, and the most efficient way to do this is through some contact management software. This one seems to trip up most new agents, so let's just address it now. A good contact management software can quickly become the lifeblood of your business. This software will help you keep track of past clients, your leads, and everything in between. As they say, your network is kind of your net worth, and if you can create and keep a solid database, you are on the fast track for making a handsome six-figure salary. There are a handful of good contact management programs available with real estate agents in mind. You got Top Producer, Sharper Agent, ACT, exclamation point, Goldmine, and of course Outlook. While not exactly easy to master, if you put some time and money into this, it has a stupid good ROI when implemented successfully. And if spending money just kind of isn't your thing, there's always Outlook. Outlook is most common, especially since it's free. And while it's the most bare bones of the bunch, it's certainly a good place to start and quite frankly, is better than nothing. Something interesting you might have noticed about your first day is, like your schedule, you get to choose when that is. A big allure to real estate is the freedom to choose your own hours. And since you're an independent contractor now, nobody can really tell you what to do or when to do it. It is now your job to take control of time and keep your own schedule. Because of that, it is very easy to be undisciplined. I'm sure you've already heard the time is your most valuable asset, you're not getting any more of it speech. Well, in real estate, that's pretty much on the dot. As agents, we are actively selling time and knowledge. As so, the quickest way to more cash is either learning more or doing more with the time you have. So let's plan for tomorrow today and learn how to manage our time. Because it is extremely easy for time to slip away in real estate sales. There are so many people and even more things to do that balancing it all effectively becomes a monster of a task. What I do, and I strongly recommend you do, is to maximize your day with a schedule. As the saying goes, you save 10 minutes for every 1 minute of planning, so start every day with a written plan. Before the day even begins, plan your tasks and objectives for that day. And once you have those objectives, prioritize them from most important to least important and work your way down that list. By completing one big thing every day, you are already ahead of most agents. Most agents just react to their day, but a great agent creates their day. So now that you know how to maximize your time, what exactly should you be doing with all that extra time? You know, of course, besides learning your contracts, scripts, and software, of course. The short answer, you should be out there prospecting on the daily. Prospecting is the part of real estate where you find clients and make money, and as a result is kind of important. And while I will make several videos about prospecting, for now, just remember prospecting is going to be what you are doing every day and dream about every night. A good way to save and maximize your time even further is by just staying organized. Organization is critical because it allows you to spend less time doing things that aren't prospecting for new transactions. So let's just start off with number one, lead sheets. Lead sheets help categorize your leads based on motivation. Generally speaking, the more motivated the client, the quicker the cash. These are the clients that will list their home at a fair market value or clients who want to buy now. By using lead sheets, you can determine the best leads and just focus and prioritize accordingly. Now that you've got your leads organized, it's about time we organize that horrible desk of yours. Some basic organization can go a long way when it comes to paperwork. Putting all your paperwork in just one place is basically cardinal sin. Remember, you just have to separate your documents into listing, sales, keep the sellers separate from the buyers, have a folder for every transaction. The more organized you are with your files, the less time you need to spend playing admin. Your first year in real estate will be your toughest. I'm sorry, but that is a fact. There will be many days when you work your heart out with no results in sight, but despite that, it is up to you to find the resolve to keep moving and just keep on improving. While you can learn from every mistake you make, learning from the mistakes of others is definitely preferable. Working in real estate is an emotional roller coaster with really high highs and really low lows and is by no means for everyone. But the simple fact that you clicked on this video and watched until the very end is a reassuring one. So, thank you. If you like this video, consider subscribing as I post real estate stuff every Wednesday. But for now, I'm kind of all out of script, so until the next video.